Mission Impossible is everything. Listen to me when I tell you this. It is everything. Disney, Lucasfilm, the MCU, the DCU, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. It's everything those movies wish they were, is this movie. Haley Atwell is everything Phoebe Waller-Bridge desperately wishes she was, and Hollywood desperately wishes she was, and absolutely is not. Captain's Log, previously on the Captain's Cast live stream, live every Thursday and Sunday, with me, Captain Garrett. And if you're just joining us, we are talking about my spoiler-free review of Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, the 7th installment in the series, and the greatest film so far of the year. It is everything Indiana Jones wishes it was. It's everything The Flash wishes it was. It is amazing to watch. It's like, wow, the adults are back in town. The adults are back in the room. Let me explain a couple things about Mission Impossible. The women are hot. They're hot. They're sexy and they know it. They use it. It's beautiful. The men are confident. They are skilled. They are competent. They have charming and witty banter, the men and the women in these films. You know, they rib each other, but it's never undermining. It's never one undermining the other. It's a give and a take. It's a repartee. It's thought-provoking. It's thought-provoking. Ethan Hunt is such a great character, and let me tell you why. He is a true hero. We meet Ethan Hunt as a young agent in his prime. He's now an aging agent who's got some mileage on him. And he's really in the fight of his life in this film. I mean, this is his most severe threat he's ever faced, he's ever fought. He is most in over his head than he's ever been. He is scrambling for every victory that he needs. And what's amazing about it is we need him. Like, he is the only man for the job in this film. And I love that. I just love it. He's in over his head, and he's also our only hope at the same time. Brilliant. The villain, Isai Morales, plays Gabriel. He is just such an excellent rival for Ethan Hunt. His physicality and action scenes are absolutely excellent. And whenever it's his opportunity to kind of explain, the exposition, he does it as just a great kind of James Bond villain monologue. Essentially, the antagonist in the film is essentially AI. And it's brilliant. It's chilling. And I think the worst part about it is that I heard Elon Musk explaining to Joe Rogan recently in a clip, what his feelings are about AI and the dangers of it and what it would actually look like if AI took over. And I have to say, the writers of this film must have been listening to Elon, because what they present in this movie it's probably the most chilling idea of AI gone wrong since the Terminator. Man, Kittredge in this is fantastic, because if you remember the first film, this is deep lore for Mission Impossible. The first film, Kittredge was a major player, and he's back, and he's excellent. He is excellent in this movie. Oh, dude, Carrie Elwes is in this. I totally forgot. Yeah, Carrie Elwes is in this, and he's excellent. Haley Atwell, who plays Grace. You think she was great as Captain Carter in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? You ain't seen nothing yet. She is she is everything Phoebe Waller-Bridge is not. She is everything that Hollywood thinks Phoebe Waller-Bridge is, but is not. She is charming. She's beautiful. She's sophisticated, intelligent, sexy. She's also vulnerable and witty. She has to think on her feet. It's like, let me tell you something. This film is full of strong, powerful women who also, like the men, the counterparts, have flaws. They have weaknesses. They also have incredible strengths and incredible skills. And what I love about Haley Atwell's character is she plays a thief. She plays a thief. However, she is not a spy. So while she's a very talented thief and she has a lot of really useful skills like pickpocketing, conning people, psychological warfare, and stuff like that, she doesn't have super spy moves. She has some fighting ability, but she doesn't have like the absolute, she doesn't have like Rebecca Ferguson's character of Ilsa. She doesn't have all those skills where she can actually literally fight a dude. So she's actually in quite a bit of danger anytime that there is a skilled fighter in the scene. But she has wit, she has street smarts, and she has to kind of outthink her way out of situations. She is trying to avoid Ethan Hunt because she has a mission of her own and he needs to bring her in because she's in over her head. She is effectively the same character archetype that they were trying to make Phoebe Waller-Bridge's Helena. The only difference is, in this case, it succeeded wildly. She is endearing, she's charming, she starts out as kind of a rogue, but she winds up being a character you care about by the end. Unlike a Kathleen Kennedy self-insert like Rey Palpatine or Phoebe Waller-Forehead, Haley Atwell's journey in this story is not just a journey for her character, it is a journey that helps to complete Ethan Hunt's journey over the course of 7 films. I want to watch it 5 more times. It was so cool. And it's one of those, and this is what strikes me about it. I watch Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I watch Dial of Destiny. I watch The Flash. And there's just all this garbage, just the visual garbage constantly going by all the time. Oh, he's running through time and all the 3D figures are popping up and popping down. All the ants are coming over the hill to fight Kang and I'm supposed to give a shit. And that's like the tuk-tuk chase. There's all this, Phoebe Waller-Bridge. She's fleeing from her crazy boyfriend, but she's also fleeing from Harrison Ford, who's chasing her. And it's like, who cares? Who cares about any of this? It's junk. It's garbage. It's nothing happening. And I think what's incredible to me about every action scene in a Mission Impossible film tells its own little story. And it tells its own little story in surprising and unexpected ways. And so, in a way, I think that they build the action scenes in a Mission Impossible film are sort of a character of their own, with a story, a backstory of their own. Naturally, we've seen a million car chase scenes, okay? We've seen a million of them. We've seen a million gunfights. But what I love about a Mission Impossible film is it starts with the sort of archetypal action scene of like, oh, we're in a car chase. And then it adds a layer to it. Oh, we're in a car chase, but we're handcuffed together. He winds up in the passenger seat. She's in the driver's seat. She can't drive, but he needs her to drive. So then that adds a layer to it. And it's like, okay, how are they going to escape the situation when he can't drive? And clearly he's the one that's got to do it. The scenes, the stakes in the scenes are absolutely dead serious. There is a real crisis. There is a villain that is going to do something really terrible, and the whole world is at stake, and it is deadly serious, and at the same time, the circumstances of the chase are such that it's also kind of funny, but it doesn't undermine the character, it doesn't undermine the scene. It feels organic, and it feels natural. You wouldn't believe how much the audience was laughing in this movie, but not at the film. They're laughing with the film. They're laughing with the characters while they're rooting for the characters. Now, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, when they do this, it is always to undermine the characters. The jokes are always at the expense. If we're laughing at Ant-Man, we're laughing at what an idiot dad he is. If we're laughing at Thor, we're laughing at how pathetic he is for not being able to get over Jane Foster. If we are laughing at Indiana Jones, we're laughing at what an angry, saddled man. You turn down your music. That's what we're laughing at. In Mission Impossible, we're laughing at how Ethan Hunt, this brilliant, excellent spy who can pretty much survive just about anything, he's got a plan for almost anything, suddenly finds himself in a situation that is, as the title implies, impossible. How's he going to get out of this? And then we're laughing at sort of the silly things that happen as he's trying to work his way out of it. The final set piece in this film, it is just It tells a story that is so layered as you go through this action sequence. Every moment of this action sequence, you're a little more delighted. I have to tell you, I loved it. I want to watch it again because it's like you miss things. It's every scene is like that in this. Every character has a story. The plot is impeccable. It always feels like the best parts of the action scene are real. The best parts of it, what Tom Cruise is doing, what Haley Atwell is doing, those parts of the action scenes are real and they feel real. And you can feel it in your stomach. There is style. There is like the color, the framing of every scene is done to present. In snooty film circles, we call it mise en scène. The mise en scène is absolutely phenomenal. What does mise en scène mean? Well, if you don't know, you're not smart enough. No, I'm just kidding. It basically means the overall feeling and vibe of a scene, taking into account the performances, the visuals, the sound, the music. And this is what Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny has none of. None of. It's visual vomit is Indiana Jones. So yes, Mission Impossible, out of 10 possible bars on the epaulets, Mission Impossible 7, Dead Reckoning, Part 1 scores 9. 9 out of 10 bars on the epaulets. And you might say, but Captain, why 9? Why 9 and not 10? Because Mission Impossible Fallout gets 10. And it is still the best in the franchise by a nose. By a nose. Dead Reckoning, they're building. They're building to a just maximum stakes finale. So go see Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning. See it twice. You're going to want to. This was director is Christopher McQuarrie. Wow. What a great job. Writers, Bruce Geller, Eric Jendrison, Christopher McQuarrie, writers on the film. They should reach out to Jeff Loveness and explain to him what a good script is. They should reach out to James Mangold and explain to him what a good script is. The mission will continue on the Captain's Cast live stream with me, Captain Garrett, on the Swords and Starships channel live every Thursday and Sunday, 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it, and I will see you in the chat out there. Make sure to give me a follow on Locals at swordsandstarships.locals.com. It's free to follow and direct message me on Locals, and this will help defend against YouTube censorship and allow me to maintain a direct connection with you. The mission of this channel is to build a fellowship of sci-fi, fantasy, and action-adventure fans who prize freedom of speech and artistic expression above all. And if you choose to support the channel with a paid membership, there will be even more exclusive content in store, and I would certainly be honored to earn your support. Until then, hail to you, hail to the Fellowship, and hail to the Iron Age of entertainment.